Well, this is my latest update. I just finished this chain link fence around this parking lot. I originally thought I could just take it off and put it on as needed, but the way this waves in and out, it just won't stay still. So I had to actually glue it down to the parking lot. I'll explain how I made this chain link fence. I'm actually pretty happy with how it turned out. So what I did was I originally took window screen that you get at the hardware store. It was really cheap. I think it was $6 for this huge roll. And what I found out was I had this metal ruler, and it was exactly the width I needed for the height. So I would take, I'm going to put this out of the way. So I would, there we go. I would set this down and have this lined up right against the edge, and I would take my X-Acto blade and just go down and cut it, and then that kept it pretty straight. I originally tried scissors and it just didn't work out as well. So what you're going to do is I went all the way down, and you're going to end up with a strip kind of like this. Now this is what's left over from that. And you'll want to take some toothpicks, at least this is what I used for the posts here, or toothpicks, and I spray painted them metallic. And I had them all the same height. So I then had this board here, which is nice because it has measurements on it. And so I would glue the first toothpick down here at the end. I'm not going to do it, but kind of showing you. And then the next toothpick I would glue it 1.5 inches, and then here, and every 1.5 inches I would glue a toothpick down. And when you get down, you get a long strip. And then bring this in here. I would make sure it would fit pretty good, and I marked the center of the tiles, and that's where I put the center one. And as you notice, I doubled the toothpicks on this one to show a gate. And if you want to do that to show a gate also, this is a little bit longer of a toothpick. And then I did the ends, did the middle, and kind of like halfway between these two, the end and the middle here, I glued this one down in that one, those two. So I just didn't start here and just glue down and find out I'm overrun. I did the middle, the ends, and then the one in between halfway, and that gave me the space for these. Some of them came out a little bit long, like here. Let me take this building off. It came out a little bit long, so I kind of had to push the screen in a little bit there to keep it from bowing so much. But this is my first attempt at it, and I'm actually pretty happy with how it turned out. I think it's going to look really good on the table. It looks like a chain link fence for miniatures. So I didn't drill or anything, just kind of let you know. I super glued this down, the pegs down, or the toothpicks down onto the what I've been using for my parking lot. So I could put that back. So now I've got a gate at the front, gate in the back. I don't have it where it swings open. I guess I could cut this if needed to. I could cut this apart and have it where it swings, but for game purposes, I think just having it closed is going to be fine. So this is how I did my chain link fence. Didn't take very many supplies. You're of course going to need the chain link. You're going to need the window screen material. You're going to have something you're going to cut it on with your X-Acto blade. And it's really nice if you could find something like what I found here, which is exactly the width I need. And this is what I used for my straight edge. Exactly the width I need for the fence height. And some toothpicks, a way to cut the toothpicks down to correct size, and then some paint to make them look like metal. and then super glue them down, and that's how I did my chain link fence.